Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is January the 18th, and there are, I think it's like 6 games in the NBA for today. We'll probably go through all 6 of them. I got a little bit of free time today, and then give you guys some looks, and we'll get ready to get up off of here, man. As far as recap goes, I didn't send out anything yesterday. Like I just kind of took the day off yesterday. The coaching stuff going on. Really wanted to enjoy football, which I did. Didn't place any bets. So no official plays for me yesterday. And then on Friday, I made a video. My son has school-wide morning meeting. The second graders led it, so I wanted to be there for that, which would have conflicted with me being able to do the show. So I chose the school-wide morning meeting to support my son over doing the show. I dropped you guys off a video with the Philadelphia 76ers in the bounce back spot, and it was a grueling way for them to lose the game, to get outscored, I think, by 10 points in the fourth quarter, and just legit couldn't get a stop and couldn't score the basketball when it came down to it late. So super frustrating loss. I thought Philly was in a nice bounce back spot, and they were for most of the game. But shout out to Cleveland. Tyson had a hell of a game, career high game for him on a night that I did not need that. So that was the one game that I absolutely loved. The other things that we talked about, I think were all winners. I just didn't bet any of them. I talked about the Kings team total over. That was a winner. And then there was one more thing that I can't remember right now. But overall, it was a pretty good show if you guys tell the other looks that we talked about. As far as today, we're just gonna jump right into it. Go through the comments real quick, see who's with us, and then we'll get started. What's up, Prolific says, good morning, Chris. That Indy Pistons spot was a smash spot yesterday. Something tells me fade the Magic today. We'll talk about it. I do want to get in that first game in, which starts in about a little over an hour and a half. What's up, Rick says, top of the morning, good day for some money. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Tommy. Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Says, let's get paid. Morning, Chris. Good morning, Saturated. Says, let's see. What is that? Saturate said, thanks for doing a Sunday show. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into it. Tommy had a good day yesterday. Love to see that. Chip says, appreciate your show, Chris. Appreciate that for sure. Good morning, Bryant. Says, yeah, 76ers, I think, all lost, but your handicap on the other games was spot on. Yeah, I should have probably bet those, but I did not. Good morning, Mark. Says, good morning. Good Sunday, Chris and chat. Good to be catching the live show. Appreciate you for tapping in as always, Mark. What's up, Malik? Hope all is well with you as well, bro, out there in Chi-Town. All right, let's jump into it for today. So we'll start off with JaXon, AI Sports Betting Tool, linked in the description as it always is. JaXon had a 2-0 sweep the last time I gave you plays on Friday. Sacramento minus 6.5 was a winner against the Wizards, and then Miami and Houston. That was the other look. 224 was the total, and that's the one I like under as well. I didn't get there with the total. I think it finished 220 though, 215. So, 2-0 day for JaXon on Friday. Didn't give you guys anything yesterday. As far as today, gonna stick with the same prompt. Ask JaXon for the best total and spread bet in the NBA based solely on clean the glass data. And I asked JaXon to provide me detailed analysis so that I can decide whether I want to tell the look or not. JaXon likes the Houston Rockets minus the 12.5. It says that they are facing a Pelicans team that's 10-34 in a matchup where the advanced metrics suggest that a massive gap between the two squads, according to the aggregated team data is what I'm trying to say. My apologies. The Rockets boast the 4th best net rating in the NBA at a plus 6.4, while the Pelicans are sit at 26th. minus 7.0. So the most significant mismatch lies in the half-court defensive profiles. Houston ranks 3rd in half-court points per 100 possessions allowed, 93.6. The Pelicans' offensive rating 25th in half-court points per 100 plays at 94.4. The Pelicans' offense is heavily reliant on getting to the rim. They rank 1st in shot frequency at the rim at 43.5%. However, they're dead last in mid-range shot efficiency at 37% and 25th in three-point percentage at 34.6. This one-dimensional attack is a catastrophic weakness against the Houston defense that ranks 8th in defensive rating and is elite at forcing opponents into long, ineffective half-court possessions. Furthermore, Houston is the best rebounding team in the league, ranking number 1 in offensive rebound percentage, which should allow them to dominate the possession game against the Pelicans team that ranks 26th in defensive rebound at 67.7%. The Rockets are dealing with significant backcourt injuries. Both Fred VanVleet and Tari Eason are ruled out. However, the Pelicans are in a much worse state, missing Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, DeJounte Murray. News report indicates that the Rockets have significantly integrated Kevin Durant into a methodical half-court style that has seen them maintain a top 5 point differential at plus 7.6. The Pelicans, meanwhile, have struggled to find offensive rhythm, failing to surpass their expected win total by a significant margin. Win differential is a minus 3.2. So that's the first look. The second one is on the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls under the 224. So this one makes a ton of sense, right? The matchup features two teams that struggle significantly with offensive efficiency in the half court. The Brooklyn Nets ranked 27th in half court points per 100 plays, and the Chicago Bulls ranked 13th. When looking at the overall offensive rankings, Brooklyn is 26th and Chicago is 21st. The pace of the game is expected to be dictated by Brooklyn, who ranks 27th in pace. While the Chicago Bulls play fast, they're 4th in pace. Brooklyn's inability to take care of the ball, 29th in turnover percentage, often leads to broken plays rather than high efficiency scoring. Furthermore, Brooklyn is elite at limiting transition opportunities for themselves, ranking 25th in transition frequency. Chicago's defense, while not elite, ranks 3rd in defensive rebound percentage at 71.2%, which will limit the second chance points for the points that Brooklyn desperately need to boost their scoring total. So those are the two looks for JaXon today: the under between the Brooklyn Nets and Chicago Bulls, and then the Houston Rockets minus 12.5. So yeah, if you guys are interested in player prop size totals, NFC, AFC championship game type stuff for next week, or the two games for today, make sure you guys are using JaXon. It's linked in the description as always is. And let's jump into the matchup. So the first one is the Memphis Grizzlies and the Orlando Magic. And I didn't change the lines. My apologies there, because this game was already on the was already here. So these are the lines from the other day, right? So now we got Orlando, Memphis. It really doesn't matter who's home and who's favorite, but I guess it does kind of matter. So let's just change it real quick. All right, so we got the Magic versus the Grizzlies. These logos should be switched. Orlando, so I guess the Grizzlies are getting 4, and the total is sitting at 231. If I can spell total. All right, total sitting at 31. Let's just change these around real quick, and then I'll get into the matchup. All right, cool. There we go. All right, so first thing first, looking at the game, the biggest difference in this one, I think, overall, will be that Ja Morant is going to play. He's listed as probable. We'll see if he plays. And Santi Aldama is questionable. He did play in that last game. He was a part of that poster from Anthony Black. I think he was in that poster when Anthony Black dunked on the whole team. And then on the Orlando side of things, you really just got you got an extra day, for Franz to feel a little bit better. It was his first game back. In the last game, of course, Orlando was able to win that game. They were able to barely cover, but they did get a cover in that game as well. So a couple things to note in this one. What I wrote in my notes was of course, these two teams just played. That game landed right on 229. It was 118 to 111, I think it was, and went over by 1.5. And now it's 4 points and a half, most likely just because of Ja Morant being back. However, when I was looking into it, I missed most of the game. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't get a chance to catch it. It was a 2:00 start time game. Memphis shot 47% from the three-point line in that game, and Orlando shot 38% from the three-point line in that game. And both of these teams are actually bottom 10 in three-point shooting on the season. I think Orlando is the third or fourth worst three-point shooting team, and Memphis is 20th or 20th or 21st. That kind of scares me off of this game going up and over the total. It did go all the way up to 231. 231.5 I see right now on BetMGM. I kind of lean under. Not only is Memphis and Orlando bottom 10 three-point shooting teams, but they're bottom 10 three-point shooting teams on the full season and the last 10 games. So I kind of think we see some, regression to the mean here. As far as side goes, Memphis is, I wanted to look at Memphis with Ja Morant, especially with him coming back. Not that they have a great chemistry right now, but Memphis with Ja Morant in is actually not that great. So on the full season, Memphis is a -1.5 in net rating. So they're getting outscored by about a 1.5 per 100 possessions. But in games where Ja played this season, they're actually even worse. They're -7 in net rating. And they got an offensive rating of just 109.9. Ja has been, I think, the most inefficient version of himself in his career this season. So that all of that, I guess, kind of lands me. Then I throw on top that, these games were for Orlando with Franz and Mo going back home, and same thing with Tristan Da Silva. I think Orlando will get up for this game again, and I really just don't want to bet on Memphis right now. So I kind of lean Orlando again, minus the 3.5, and to the under. I think under 231.5 would be the ways that I would want to play. Also, I looked at pace. Like, neither one of these teams are top 10 in pace over the last 5 games either, which was kind of interesting because, Memphis has been playing super fast, and I feel like Orlando has as well, but both teams have actually slowed it down recently. So if I think both teams are going to shoot the ball a little bit worse from the three-point line, then I think that this game stays under the total. And like I said, I lean Orlando. You can get a 3.5. It looks like on ESPN Bet, on DraftKings, minus 115. Those are the 2 ways I think I would play this game here. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. What's up, Adam? Appreciate you for tapping in. What up, Peasy? Appreciate you for tapping in. Oh, I'm glad you mentioned this, Double. So real quick on Paulo, I kind of need to bring this up. I kind of need to bring this up and show you guys. So real quick, if you guys watched the show on Friday, I told you, actually the only player prop that I talked about was Paulo. So let's go back and look at Paulo again. So this is Outliers, linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. So here's Paulo games. I like Paulo under his 22.5 points the other day, for people who remember me saying that in the last game. And he ended up with 26 points. I think it was 26. Yeah, 26 points in that game. So he's over in 3 of his last 4. You can see here. However, I told you guys the reason why I liked them under is because it wasn't just like, it just wasn't a great matchup for him. And then you had I figured with Franz coming back, him playing some pretty big minutes in that game, that Paulo would struggle a little bit. So these are the games. Let's see if I can go to all of the games this season real quick. So these are the games this season where where Paulo has played with Franz in, and you can see that again he's averaging just 20.7 points. The outlier in this game here is Paulo actually made 4 threes, which he attempted 8. You can see he never shoots 8 threes. He never makes 4. So that was the outlier. When I was looking at Paulo, and because I want to go back to his under again today. When I was looking at Paulo on the full season, like if we just go full season, you can see that Paulo is not a 3-point shooter. 29% to the over, and his 3-point prop is just 1.5 today. This goes back to the full season. You can see that the only game this season Paulo has hit 4 threes is the one game that they just played. So I kind of think that it's not that Memphis is not a 3-point funnel, because they are. Like they try to take away stuff at the rim. But I kind of think Paulo, doesn't shoot the ball as efficiently. He shot the ball very, very efficiently in this game, not just from the 3-point line, but overall. So I kind of think Paulo struggles I wouldn't say struggle to score the basketball. I just don't think that he's going to be as efficient. And if he's not going to be as efficient, I do think that, he shot 56% from the field. And you can see here, like 44, 33, 58 against Brooklyn, 50. So yeah, if I don't think he's going to get as many shots and he's not going to be as efficient, he's not going to shoot the 3-point shot as efficiently, I like Paulo. 22.5 is probably about right. But if I'm betting on a player prop, I think of Paulo again. And I'm betting under on Paulo. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I had that in my notes, but I totally forgot to mention it. So that's my thought process on this game. Side total, gave you guys side, gave you guys total, gave you guys player prop. Yeah, I saw that, Adam. Appreciate you for tapping in, Felicia. Ventura went off the first. Yeah, he absolutely did. What's up, mid-range bully? Appreciate you for tapping in. Bet at your own risk. Says, what's good, Chris and chat? I took the Grizzlies to cover the first half spread at +1.5 with Morant on the court. They are 8-2 at covering this season in the first half specifically. Bet at your own risk. Okay. I didn't look into the Grizzlies with Ja Morant in, but I know it hasn't been that great. Let's just check it real quick. got some time today. So this season with Ja on the court are, just let it load. Oh, I forgot to add this season. Hold on. Oh no, I did. I'm tripping. Okay. Oh no, that's not right. Hold on. Something happened wrong here. Hold on. This shouldn't take me this long. Let's see. It's not populating for me for whatever reason. It's giving me like the Grizzlies career, like the franchise, the whole franchise numbers instead of just this season for whatever reason. I'm not sure what's going on with Killer Sports right now. But yeah, I think I feel like they've been worse without him. Ryan says live bet for me. One team will go up by 15, by 12 to 15. I'll take the plus 10. I think we'll get a better. I think they'll be. I think we'll be there at the end of the with the 4-5 point game. Okay. Yeah, I think Orlando can win this game though. All right, let's keep going. Next game up is the Pelicans and the Rockets. I think the line opened 12.5. Yeah, 12.5. Total open 234.5. It's come all the way down to 230.5 now. And the Rockets have taken a little bit of money to push this from 12.5 to 13.5. So I checked the injury report, and on the Pelican side of things, Jose Alvarado, Herb Jones are both listed as out. I saw Tari Eason listed as questionable. Yeah, it looks like he's still questionable. And you got two teams that, have really, really struggled as of late. This Pelicans team has not been great, just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. This Houston team has also not been great, just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. They did get a much needed win and a cover against the Minnesota Timberwolves a couple nights ago. The thing that you don't like for Houston, that this is a bunch of games in a very few days. I think it's 4th and 6th for them. But equally for the Pelicans, like, it's just not a good defensive team. They just really struggle overall, and I think that they will continue to struggle in this game. The thing you like for Houston is that it is their 4th straight home game, and they got revenge. Even though I'm not sure if revenge means they need to win this game by 13. They did lose in New Orleans early this season, 133-128 in overtime, though. So maybe they remember that. I kind of like looking through the advanced metrics. I kind of think Houston's offense that's been really struggling. Don't get it twisted. They are 23rd in offensive rating over the last 5 games. 110.6 offensive rating, only averaging 104.6 points in their last 10 games. And that's why you see this total come down so far. I kind of think Houston offense gets going in this spot, though. Like, a couple things I looked at. So New Orleans, like, been giving it up to everybody. They are the 3rd worst defensive rated team over the last 5 games with a 121.3 defensive rating. On the road for the full season, 120.9, which is the 3rd worst rating as well. On the full season, 28th in defensive rating as well. And they're playing fast, right? If the Rockets are ever going to make some shots, which that's been the thing that's been the Achilles heel as of late, they just can't shoot the 3-point shot. The Pelicans are a team that will give you all of the 3-point looks in the world. And I think the Rockets can get going from the 3-point line against this team today. The Pels opponents are 4-2 to their team total over. If they're double-digit road dogs, they're allowing 127 in this spot. They're coming off a road game. The Pelicans are where they gave up 127 to the Pacers, and the Pacers are bottom 3, offense in the league. So you need a little bit of efficiency for the Rockets to get to 123 in this game. But I do think that they can win. I do think that they can potentially cover this spread as well. I know they haven't been covering spreads recently, but neither have the New Orleans Pelicans. So I kind of think the Rockets offense, gets going today. I think they get charged up in this spot. They got significant advantages pretty much in every statistical category, every positional category on the board for today. So I think the Rockets offense gets going today against this Pelicans defense that I think is dominated on the glass. And I think the Houston Rockets will be able to knock down some shots today. So long as the injury report doesn't change, I would love to have Tari Eason in as well, especially for his offense. But as long as we don't see too many changes, like I think I'm gonna be betting the Rockets team total over in this spot. I think that's a really good spot on the board for today. I just wanted to check one more thing real quick. So yeah, Rockets are worst 3-point shooting team over the last 5 games, shooting just 26.2%. They played against some really good defenses though in that stretch. They just played against Minnesota. They just played against OKC, of course. So yeah, I think and the Pelicans are the 5th worst defense over the last 5 games from the 3-point line. They allow the 2nd most threes as well. So yeah, I think they'll be able to get busy in this game. Pelicans also give up the 3rd most offensive rebounds as well. So Houston should be able to score. They're the best rebounding team in the league. Let's see what you guys think in this one. Going back, Quincy says over or under in this game, Chris. In the first game, I think I would look under. It's hard to play unders, so I'll probably stay off of it. It looks like BetMGM dropped that 231.5 down to 230.5 though. So yeah, I would definitely want to get the absolute best of the number. That 231.5 turned to 230.5. Caesars look like they got 231. I kind of think under though, but that's just my thought. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. Midrange says Franz over his rebounds and assists. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, Midrange. I didn't even look to see what the number actually was. And I'm not sure what his minutes will be either. Maybe the same. I would need to look at the defense as well. Adam says I got Sengun over his 22.5 points. That makes a lot of sense. Prolific says maybe double result. Pels Houston. I actually think Houston gonna dominate this game from beginning to end. That's my thought process. Double says Sengun rebounds and assists or just take his points. I kind of feel like when I bet on Sengun assists, he don't get any. And somebody like Amin Thompson, Sir Thompson could absolutely go crazy in this spot as well. I think just his ability to be able to get to the rim, like this type of game where he goes off, in my opinion. But I didn't bet on his props either. What up, Helms? Appreciate you for tapping in. Doms, what's going on, my brother? He says Rockets team total over 121.5 as well. That's what I like. That's what I like in this spot. Rick says Houston doesn't cover double-digit spreads, and that is a fact. They have not recently covered these spreads, specifically at home. They aren't even profitable at home, which is why I kind of lean towards the team total to go over, though. Rockets this season laying double digits. Let's see. Rockets this season laying double digits, just 5 and 6 against the number. And more recently, just 1 and 4 in the last 5 games, laying double digits. At home laying double digits, they are 3 and 3 against the number. Back-to-back non-covers against the Pacers and the Bulls, though. 4 and 2 to the over, though. Average 124. So yeah, I like the team total over a little bit more. Think Fears under 12.5 is a good look. I was actually looking into this mid-range. I was looking into this right before I was looking into the Paulo look. I think it's just like the numbers don't really back it up too much because the books continue to drop his points prop now. But like earlier this season when Jordan Poole played and Zion played, he was under pretty much every game. Well, not every game, but like a lot of the games in a row. So the books have dropped his number a little bit. I do think he's going to find it difficult to score the basketball. With Jordan Poole and Zion being there, and now you got what's his name, Sadiq Bey, getting a lot of usage as well. Trey Murphy's in. Like I think Isaiah Fears is the guy that takes a step back a little bit. So I think I saw 13.5 when I was looking at it for Fears under his points, and I could definitely see that. Let's see real quick. Nah, it's 12.5. You're right. 12.5. Looks like it is starting to get used to the under as well. Minus 115 on Hard Rock, minus 118 on BetMGM. It looks like the best number. But yeah, I think under. I would go under as well. BJ says he'll take the Pels on the money line. Okay. Best of luck on that one. Lightbearer says, what's good, Chris? Appreciate all you do. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Brian likes the team total over as well. Says don't trust the Rockets to be anybody by double figures. By double digits. 77 figures says Rockets will play with their food in the fourth quarter and get ready for the MLK Day game. Get ready for MLK Day. They don't play tomorrow, but they do have they play the Spurs, which is a little bit of a look ahead spot. They got the Spurs, I think, on Tuesday. I think it was when I looked into it. Amanda says ChrisBeCappinn, smash that like. Appreciate that. Yeah, smash the like if you guys can. Definitely helps out the show. Helps out the algorithm. And yeah, let's continue. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys are subscribed as well. I'll be back tomorrow to talk MLK Day games as well and keep pushing. All right, so next game up is the Portland Trailblazers and the Sacramento Kings. Of course, Portland can submit their injury report late. They're coming off a blowout win against my Los Angeles Lakers at home in their last game, and then they were without Denny Avdia in that game. He was listed as doubtful. Looks like he's listed as questionable for this game. You got to keep that, just kind of penciled in. Robert Williams is listed as questionable as well. And then on the Sacramento side of things, getting a little bit healthier, man. Sabonis played in that last game. Was his first game coming back. Zach LaVine is back now, and the Kings have been absolutely rolling. They've won 4 in a row. They've covered all 4. I think they've covered 5 of their last 6. The wins have actually all been by double digits as well, and it's their 5th straight home game. So not a spot that you want to fade them. Being completely honest, but I don't really want to lay points with them, even with Sabonis being back. I want to see what happens with Denny Avdia, and then I kind of want to take them. Both teams are 7-3, I think. Well, no, I'm sorry. Portland is 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 games, and it is a little bit of a fatigue spot for them here. I think it is. I didn't write it down in my notes, but I want to say, let me just double check. Yeah, it's 3rd and 4th, 4th and 6th for Portland. So Kings are the much more rested team at home, haven't had to travel. Situationally, I guess, it looks like a good Sacramento spot. I just been watching how Portland been playing. Portland's actually been hooping, man. I think Portland can get the job done. Now the Kings also got double in-season revenge. They lost to Portland at home early this season. They lost to Portland in Portland early this season, and both games were pretty close. Portland won by 1. They won the first game by 1. They won the second game by 5. So Sacramento did cover both spreads. So double-digit home dog in this spot. We'll see what happens with Denny. I kind of want to be on Portland, thinking that, they can win this game, even in the poor situational spot. Really just don't want to trust Sacramento. It's my thought process here. B-Dis is KD under his points, rebounds, and assists. He plays a lot of minutes. I'm not sure what that comment means. Brian says, man, Sacramento playing well. Do we trust them against Portland? I don't like laying points. And I'm right there with you. Not laying points for me. Tommy says, what do we think about the Pelicans team total under? I think it was 109.5. And I just hate getting the worst of the number, Tommy. Last night, because remember, this total came down from 234.5 down to 230.5. So money has already come in on Portland team, on the Pelicans team total under. I don't really like to get the worst of the number in those spots. King spot, BJ says, Tommy says, they smoked this number early this season when they saw the Rockets. That was in New Orleans though. Yeah, that was in New Orleans. And just the way that the Rockets have been having to rely a lot more on their defense than their offense as of late, because their offense has struggled so bad. So yeah, I think that's why the team total is coming down. Also, if the Rockets dictate pace, then it'll be a slower, methodical pace game as well. All of the Rockets games have gone under recently because their offense has struggled so much. 77 figures is crazy, but I think the Kings minus 140 with Sabonis back. We shall see, man. We shall see what, if he's going to be able to be efficient and effective against a good team. He played against the Washington Wizards in his first game back. No better spot you can be in than playing against the Wizards, of course. All right, let's move on to the next one. And I do kind of want to go through the Charlotte Hornets and the Denver Nuggets game as well. So Raptors and Lakers open with the Lakers laying a point and a half at home. Total opened a lot higher as well. I think it was 230, 227, 226 and a half. So Portland flipping favors, of course, and totals come down 3 points from 226 and a half down to 223 and a half. Now on the Toronto side of things, they will continue to be without RJ Barrett. He's listed as out in this game. And then Emmanuel Quickly is listed as questionable. Jakob Poeltl remains out. Jacoby Waters remains out. And then on the Lakers side of things, this is where you can't just automatically make the bet. Because I wanted Toronto. Like I still want Toronto in this spot. But the Lakers, of course, they rested Luka. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say rested, but like he didn't play because of the lower leg injury. And then LeBron's on the second leg of a back-to-back. You got to see if he's going to play. Jackson Hayes is listed as questionable. Aiden missed the game yesterday as well. Marcus Smart got hurt in the fourth quarter with about 8 minutes left. Never got back on the court. So I think the flip of favors is correct. Like I do think, like I don't really like the Toronto without RJ Barrett. Like that's apparent. But like then I would love to have quickly in just to make sure the offense is going to be, good enough, because Toronto's really struggled to score the basketball without RJ in this season. And the Lakers are just abysmal. They're the worst offensive rated team over the last 5 games. I'm sorry, they're not. They're not the worst offensive rated team. They're the worst defensive rated team over the last 5 games. This Lakers defense has been literally just giving it up to everybody, which is why I think the safest way you could bet it right now, without knowing the injury status, is I would just take Toronto to be able to score. Like, if Quickly gets ruled in, this total is probably gonna go up. If Luka gets ruled in, the total is probably gonna go up. Toronto is 11th in offensive rating over the last 5 games. They're scoring 113 points per game. The team total is 112.5. And like I said, the Lakers defensively right now, just absolutely atrocious, man. 127.7 defensive rating over the last 5 games. And that's against the 8th easiest strength of schedule. Toronto, meanwhile, has played against the 12th most difficult strength of schedule. And the Lakers are giving up 122.4 points in their last 5 games, just coming off a game where they gave up 136. That game flew over the total last night at 224. So I think Toronto will be able to score the basketball. You got Brandon Ingram coming back to LA. You got Scotty Barnes still out there, able to get downhill. The Lakers don't really have a true center if Aiden doesn't play. Like, Maxi Kleber's not getting the job done. And I didn't even know, like, shout out to me being a Laker fan. I didn't even know we had, what's the kid's name? Timmy. I didn't even know we had Drew Timmy on our team until yesterday. I guess he had been on the G League team for so long. But yeah, Timmy had 22 points off the bench last night. Shot the 3-point shot efficiently. He's not protecting the rim though. So, and then I didn't mention this, but the icing on top is that the Lakers are playing 5th and 7th. So travel, like, just this time of the season for the Lakers it's not been great at all. So I say all that. And then the other cherry on top, 2 cherries on top. Toronto they may have this one circle. Losing the game the way that they did in Toronto earlier this season. If you guys remember LeBron had swung the ball to Rui in the corner. I think it was left corner, and everybody's saying he should have shot it, and Rui hit the game winner in Toronto. So I think Toronto may remember that. They absolutely may remember that, and they've been better on the road for whatever reason. 12-8, both straight up and against the spread on the road. The Toronto Raptors have 6-4 against the spread in their last 10, and some of those games haven't even had RJ in it. So Toronto team total for me would be the way that I would play this game, hoping that Quickly gets ruled in. But the Lakers defense has just been that bad. I'm gonna wait though to see what happens with the injury report before I make it official, before I play anything official, because I haven't played anything. Would love to know if LeBron's gonna play on the second leg of a back-to-back. He missed the first one, of course, a couple weeks ago, and then played on the second one against the Atlanta Hawks and looked really, really good. Bron's looked really good, but defensively, they're just not playing that great. And then you potentially missing Marcus Smart in this spot as well. Defense going to get worse, in my opinion. Not 2 teams that play super fast, but I think Toronto should be able to score the basketball in this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking here, and then I'll get into the other one as well. I think I told you guys it was one more. Oh, the Charlotte and Denver game. I want to talk about that one as well. Let's see. Portland spot, Tommy says. Silva says Raptors team total over as well. Mark got Raptors -1. I just think the Trailblazers know how to beat the Kings. I kind of think so too, Tommy. Let's see. Raptors fan. What's up, my brother? He says top of the morning, Chris. I got in late, but this Raptors game is tough for me to cap. Maybe a look at the under on the total. Not with the Lakers, where the Lakers are playing defense right now. I couldn't. Pace-wise, the Raptors are playing at the 4th slowest pace. The Lakers are playing at the 8th slowest pace over the last 5 games, but I can't put my money on the under with the way that the Lakers are playing defense right now. Silva likes Toronto team total over as well. Mark says LA still getting everyone's best fastball, and that's a fact. Rick says better get Toronto when it's low. BI going to show out against the Lakers. The team that traded him to New Orleans. Yeah, I think Brandon Ingram is live today for sure. I definitely think Brandon Ingram is live today. His points prop is 23.5 at -118 on DraftKings, 24.5. It looks like everywhere else. I'm not sure who's gonna guard him, man. Maybe you put Jared Vanderbilt on him. I'm not sure. Tommy says he got in yesterday +2.5. I like it. He likes the team total over as well. Luka on the Lakers is a joke, Prolific says. Lakers can't spell defense. Toronto Lakers are just trash. Lakers opponent team total over until further notice, Dom says. Tommy says, I believe Lakers 8-2 to the opponent team total over his last 10 games. Real quick, just because you said that, take you guys over to the Money Baller. If you guys are interested in checking out Money Baller for your handicapping needs, is a link in the description. So we go Toronto and LA. I'm gonna take this comment off. This is a situational spot. I told you guys 5th game in 7 nights. I think teams playing 5th and 7 are only covering about 35%. So you can just take Toronto on the spread in that regard as well. So if you want to trust that. So we go here, we look at team comparisons. We can see that the Lakers opponents, if they are at home in general, let's see, Lakers opponent team totals, 23, 15, and 2 to the over. If they're a home dog, they give up points, 5 and 1. Opponents are over to their team total. If the Lakers at a rest disadvantage, their opponents are 5, 1, and 2 to the over. And then if the Lakers are playing with a rest disadvantage in the first half, their opponents are 7 and 1 to the team total over as well. But specifically what I wanted to do is I just wanted to look. So you can go here, click this toggle and go to the last 10 games because they've been really bad for the Lakers as of late. So if we go here, we come back down. There we go. Lakers opponents are 7, 2, and 1 to their first half team total over, 5, 4, and 1 to the team total over in general. So Lakers are, giving it up in general. We can see that the defensive rating, which is right here, is 26. Opponents are scoring 119.6 points per 100 possessions. Excuse me. So yeah, Lakers are allowing 118.5 in their last 10 games. It just has not been good for the Lakers, man. Has not been good for this Lakers defense at all. So just wanted to show you guys that real quick, just because I thought that comment was perfect timing for it. So, all right, that's that game. And then let's go to the next one. Silva, any thoughts on the Bulls game? I don't really want to lay points with the Bulls. They have not been great at covering, but I was looking at a funny comment yesterday on X, and it was talking about somebody had tweeted I think the Nets had tweeted something about Michael Porter Jr., who's listed as out for this game for rest. Like, the Nets don't want to win games, of course. So I think that the comment was like, Michael Porter Jr., we got you to lose games and you're not helping, or we need to lose games and you're not helping, or something like that. And that's just what it is with with the Nets. I think them sitting Michael Porter Jr. in this game is indicative of the Bulls winning the game, because Brooklyn is kind of showing their hand that they don't want to win the game. They just ended a 5-game losing streak, and now they're playing against the same team, of course. But the Bulls is a home favorite, something I don't want to do. I don't want anything to do with it. So if I'm betting the game, I'm still betting Brooklyn plus the points. The Bulls as a home favorite are 3, 8, and 1 against the number this season. So they're covering 27% of the time. I don't want anything to do with that at all. They did get a cover against the Mavs. They did get a cover against the Pelicans. Yeah, I think the Nets as a road dog is a lot more profitable. 9, 8, and 1 against the number, covering 53% of the time. Maybe a look towards the under, but the total has already dropped so much. The Nets offense is just so bad as of late. I was looking into it earlier. The Nets are 24, 14, and 1 to the under. So 63.2% of the games have stayed under the total this season. They played in 1, 2, 3. They played in 4 straight unders, 5 of their last 6. It looks like 7, 8 of their last 10 have stayed under the number. They just can't score the basketball. They scored 112 points against the Bulls in the last game, 113 against the Pelicans. Now, mind you, some of these games had Michael Porter Jr. in it. 105 against the Mavs, 98 against the Grizzlies, 105 against the Clippers, 103 against the Magic, 99 against the Wizards, 96 against the Rockets. So it'd probably still be a look towards an under for me, Silver. But I didn't play this. I think the Bulls without Giddey, who's listed as doubtful, is also playing a lot slower as of late. So that's my thought process there. Let's see. I did see that, Raptors fan. Yeah, they said that I saw something that said it's not even if he's going to be a Warrior, it's more so when he's going to be a Warrior. So we'll see. We shall see. Adam says he played Clowney over his 5.5 boards in that one. He grabbed 11 boards against them last game. I could see that. They're not a good rebounding team. I actually like this, Adam. I like this a lot. Noah Clowney over his 5.5 boards. He should get the run today. Zaire Williams is also listed as out. I forgot to mention that. I'm gonna look a little bit deeper into this, but Clowney boards makes a ton of sense in my opinion. I'll check it out with and without Michael Porter Jr. on the floor. Appreciate you, Adam. All right, the other game I wanted to briefly talk about, I didn't make a graphic for it, but that is the Charlotte and Denver game, right? So line open with Denver laying 3 points. They've now come down to a 1-point favorite. The total has come down from 231.5 all the way down to 228.5. So because I didn't make a graphic, let's just go to let's go back to Moneyballer real quick. Told you guys I got some time today. So let's go back to Moneyballer so you guys can see the situational stuff. So we got the Charlotte Hornets. Both teams playing on second leg of back-to-back. Charlotte lost in Golden State last night. And Denver barely, had to do a lot in that game last night. I don't know if people were watching, but I think they were down by like 8 at the end of the first quarter to the Wizards, and then had to have a big fourth quarter. They ended up winning the fourth quarter, I think, by 9 and win the game by 6. Didn't cover the spread, and now both teams second leg of back-to-back. But for the Nuggets, it's actually 4th and 6. So the one thing I was interested in this game was like for Charlotte. I think that they'll be pretty healthy, and it wasn't any injuries in that game yesterday. But for Denver, does Aaron Gordon play on the second leg of a back-to-back? So now, Denver, we know if Denver typically slips, it's typically at home. Both of these teams have been really good ATS recently. Neither one of them covered yesterday, but both are 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. For Charlotte, it is the last game of a 5-game road trip. We can see that here with their last 4 games being on the road. And they've been alternating. You guys can see here, they've alternated wins and losses, and they played in 4 straight overs. So, beat the Jazz by 55 and then lost to the Clippers by 8. Beat the Lakers by 18 and then lose to the Warriors by 20. So if we're playing the trend, then the trend says, they probably bounce back in this spot before, heading home to host the Cavs next week. Now, on the Denver side of things, they won 4 straight. You can see here a 4-point win against the Bucks, a 6-point win against the Pelicans, a 9-point win against the Mavericks, and then a 6-point win against the Wizards. Now, the one thing I'll say about these 4 teams is that these are not good teams, right? The Bucks are playing really, really poor right now. The Pelicans are one of the worst teams in the league. The Mavs are playing really, really terrible right now. And the Wizards, of course, don't want to win. I don't think they've won a game in their last 6. So I say all that to say that what I wrote in my notes is that I think that Charlotte is going to be able to score the basketball in this game. I'm not necessarily agreeing with this total coming down. Denver, like I said, played in 4 straight overs. I think they exerted a lot of energy last night to win that game against the Wizards. Found themselves in a spot that they didn't think that they would be in. And I just kind of like Charlotte's offense as of late. If we go look at the last 10 games for both of these teams, I'm pretty sure we'll see some over trends. And Charlotte specifically shooting the basketball really well from the 3-point line. So Charlotte is this last 10? It is last 10. Charlotte's actually 6-4 to the over, 4-2 if they're a road dog. You can see here team total. You can see that they're 7-3 to the over. The Nuggets opponents are 6-3-1 to their team total under. So Nuggets have been playing a little bit of defense, but I think just based on like I just, in my opinion, I just think that we'll see a little bit more pace. I know that the Nuggets, you can see that their pace hasn't been great as of late. They're 28th in pace, and then the Hornets don't play fast either. But if we see some shot making, which you can see here, Hornets are 5th in offensive rating. I think that we see this game. I think the Hornets will be able to score the basketball. Also, you can see in these numbers right here that the Hornets have been the better rebounding team. Not even really that close. Hornets are 4th in offensive rebound percentage, and the Nuggets giving up the most offensive rebounds. So that's a big key in that spot as well. I think the Hornets are allowed to win this game, and I do think that they can score the basketball in this spot as well. I think the best look for their team total on the board was I looked at it earlier. I can't remember the number. Charlotte is 113.5 minus 115 on DraftKings. So that's something that I like as well. But like I said, I want to make sure that the Hornets don't have anybody. They can add anybody to the injury report, which they can because they're on the second leg of a back-to-back. I think we see points and a little bit of fireworks in this game, though. So the Charlotte team total over 113.5 is something that I think I like in this spot. And that is going to do it for that one. So I think that's every game. Yeah, because we even went through the Charlotte game as well. I'm not the Charlotte game, the Brooklyn Nets game. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Doms likes it. Says Hornets team total over. 77 Biggest says Denver to win the game, -118. Top free money baller. Free money, fellas. Okay, we shall see. Mark on the opposite side got Charlotte +1.5. Do you like Kobe White points? My bad for backtracking. I'm at work. Double says, I didn't look into it, so I'm not gonna give you an opinion on Kobe White. I would need to go in and look at it a little bit more. Rick says Charlotte team total under on the back-to-back. So disagreeing with me. Kind of hard not to play on Peyton Watson props. Bro been cashing them every game. Yeah, he has been killing mid-range. He has been killing. And he should get a little bit more usage. I'm interested to see what happens with, Jamal Murray, who's been dealing with like an illness and an injury. And then same thing with like Aaron Gordon. I know he's been back now, but like on the second leg of a back-to-back playing 4th and 6, I'm not sure. Dom says Nuggets are giving up points to teams that aren't nearly as good offensively as the Hornets. And that is a fact. That is a fact. I don't think that they're gonna make the playoffs, Adam. I think that they can make the playoffs. They're just a little bit too inconsistent, and they really struggle against teams that, like the Warriors. They gave up 130 to the Warriors twice this year, and I don't think the Warriors that good either. My thought process. Not playing any team total overs in a Nets game. That's just my thought process. The Nets are legit. Y'all probably done turn the game on for, and it'd be 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and the Nets are losing 13-5. Like, I'm not playing anybody team totals over against the Nets, man. Not with Michael Porter Jr. The offense is gonna get worse. The defense probably gonna get better. Adam says my top play is Jamal Murray over his points and assists, crushing this line without Jokic. He has been hooping, and it ain't too much resistance over there on the Charlotte side of things, but Charlotte's just so inconsistent. It's hard to bet their games. Like one game they'll look great defensively, next game they'll look terrible defensively. And then Charles Lee had LaMelo coming off the bench yesterday. LaMelo is also so up and down. Like he hit 9 threes against the Lakers the other day. Then he shoot 1 for 8 against the Warriors last night. Like I think it was 1 for 8, 1 for 7, something like that. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. Double says Luka can get to 36. We gotta figure if Luka can get to the game and put the jersey on and play tonight, man. Who knows? Who knows, man? We shall see, though, man. If I'll leave you guys with this, though. If I'm betting today, and I didn't put the Paolo look up here, but I like Paolo under his 22.5 points again. I'm not sure if I'll bet it. Probably just bet the side a little bit more if I end up getting there. The game starts in about an hour. But yeah, Orlando minus the 3.5. Houston team total over. I think the best number you can get is you can get 122.5. The 121.5s are gone. Toronto team total over 112. Yeah, 112.5 is consensus. And then I do think Charlotte can get over as well, man. Ain't nobody playing defense in the NBA. No need to start now. Don't start when I want to start taking overs. But we'll see how it goes, man. I do appreciate you all for tapping in today. Hopefully the show was helpful. I like the Noah Clowney look by Adam as well over his 5.5 boards. It's something I wrote down and I'll look a little bit deeper into. We've been running pretty hot lately. Like I think, I know I lost on Friday with the Cavs, but I think before that we had won 6 in a row and like maybe 11 of the last 14 or 15. So we'll see what I end up playing today. I do want to put a play out. Tomorrow's a big slate, early games because of MLK Day, of course, as always. I kind of like the Hawks tomorrow. I'll tell you guys that off the rip. I got to go through the rest of the schedule and look a little bit deeper into that game as well. But I think the Hawks tomorrow makes a lot of sense if I end up betting tomorrow. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in as always, man. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy the NFL as well. And I will catch you guys in the next one, man. Make sure you guys gamble responsibly. I'm out.